Good morning, everyone. My name is Amola Abdulrahman from the Department of Estate Management 211. I'm the group leader for GST 212 Group 3 assignments. So we'll be discussing about the role of logic in evaluating everyday arguments and improving human reasoning in contemporary Nigerian society. So the next slide will be showing the list of the members of the groups. Then I will be talking about the introduction. In the rapidly evolving landscape of contemporary Nigeria, the public square is increasingly defined by a high volume of information, diverse cultural narrative, and intense socio-political debates. As citizens navigate issues ranging from economic policy and governance to religious doctrine and social justice, the quality of discourse The quality of discourse is frequently compromised by emotional appeals, misinformation, and cognitive biases. The ability to distinguish between sound, evidence-based reasoning and fallacious manipulation has become an essential civic competency. This research investigates the criteria role of logic, the study of correct reasoning as a foundational tool for evaluating everyday arguments. The objective of this study are threefold. First, to identify the primary logical impediments to rational discourse in Nigeria. Second, to analyze how these impediments hinder national progress. And the third one, to propose a framework for improving human reasoning through the integration of logical literacy into education and public life. By fostering a culture of criteria inquiry, Nigeria can move toward a more resilient, evidence-based, and intellectual nature democratic. My colleague here will take it from here and then move to the methodology.
My name is Abdullah Miriam Mutsurayo. I want to talk about the methodology. This is the study utilized a qualitative analytical approach, drawing on both foundational principles of formal logic and contemporary sociological observation. The research design is structured into three primary phases. One, theoretical framework construction. This phase involves a comprehensive literature review of both Western logical tradition and indigenous African philosophical perspective on critical thinking. The research established a robust definition of rational discourse suitable for the Nigeria context. Two, content analysis. To ensure the research remained grounded in reality, a purposive selection of recent public debates was conducted. This included an analysis of recurring themes in national news edition, popular social media thread, and televised political discourse. The goal was to categorize the types of arguments being presented to the public and identify consistent deviations from logical validity. 3. Analytical synthesis. The gathered data was subjected to a formal logical evaluation where specific arguments were deconstructed into their constituent premises and conclusion. This revealed the extent to which everybody claims really or implements, often unverified assumption, allowing for a systematic assessment of the logic health of current public disclosure.
My name is Bayo Solomon. Going to result, the analysis revealed that while Nigeria are highly active in public discourse, the structural integrity of these arguments is frequently undermined by systemic logical fallacies. The findings are summarized in the table that we are going to show on this screen. We'll look at the local challenge, their observed content in Nigeria, and their effects on public reasoning. First, we have ad hominem on the logical challenge, the observed content in Nigeria. We have targeting the ethnics of religious identity of a political rivalry. Then their effect on public reasoning. We have diminishing policy-focused debates, heightening communal distrust. We also have appeal to authority, over reliance on infallibility of elders and religion leaders. Their effect on public reasoning. They create a cultural passivity. They discourage evidence-based critique. We also have bandwagon effects. It is the social pressure to conform to publical online narrative. Their effect on public reasoning. They inhabit independent thoughts, accelerate the spread of misinformation. Then the last one we are going to look at, first dilemma. It is presenting complex national issues as a binary, in quotes, us versus them choice. Their effect on public reasoning. It prevents nuisance, policy, solution, and compromise.
My name is Sido Fas. Moving on to discussion. Define this order call a fundamental tension between traditional cultural values and the requirements of modern evidence based on reasonings. In many Nigeria's communities, the principle of respect for others is deeply ingrained, which often interpreted as a prohibition against questioning their claims. When this cultural difference is applied to public argumentation, it is creates protected zone where claims are shielded from logical security. Furthermore, the influence of digital echo chamber cannot be overstated. Social media algorithm in Nigeria patronize engagement, which is almost always derived by emotion or conflict over objective truth. This creates a feedback loops where fallacious arguments are only permitted but actively rewarded. To improve human reasoning, there must be a transition towards intellectual charity. When applied to the Nigeria socio-political environment, logical acts as a leveler. It forces political, religion, and social claims into realms of variable. For instance, if an economic policy is debated, logical dictated that the policy efficacy be tested against data, not against the ethnic origin of the policymaker.
My name is Kushimo Olutimileye Isaiah. In conclusion, the role of logic in contemporary Nigeria extends far beyond the classroom. It's an essential tool for the preservation and the advancement of the nation. This study has highlighted the current crisis of discourse. It's not necessarily a lack of information, but a lack of logical organization of that information. Through the identification of fallacy and the promotion of structured evidence-based debate, the nation can overcome the irrelation of prejudice that currently hinder development. The findings suggest that the logical literacy is a vital prerequisite for any meaningful national purposes. Moving forward, the focus must be on transforming the educational curriculum to prioritize informal logic, teaching students how to spot fallacies in real-world news and political ads, and creating public platforms that reward logical consistency over informatory rhetorics. Untimely, a society that isn't better is a society that governs better. Do you understand me? And the society lives better and thrives more silently in any increasing complex world.